Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Vanessa and I am an author from Toronto, Canada, and I publish under the pen name A and Sage. I write fantasy and mystery, and a lot of it is in the young adult genre, but I do have a bunch of cozy mysteries for adults that are super fun as well. I do a lot of videos on this channel, mostly about the art of writing. There's tips and tricks for writers, just basically things that I learned along the way on my journey of publishing 18 books and counting. So if that sounds like something that you might be into, then make sure that you are subscribed. Come join our community here that is growing every day. I'm so proud of it. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any videos that come out weekly. Today is such a special video. I don't know if you guys know this, but there was no video this past Sunday because I shifted it over to today. And the reason for that is that we are here to celebrate something very, very big. It's a huge celebration in the Sage House now because today is the date that Portal of Ruin, that is the 8th and the final book in my Shadowhurst Mysteries series, it is out in the world. I have no words. I have no words to express this. If you've been following along, then you know that Shadowhurst is my longest running series. It's not the first series I wrote. It's not even the first books that I wrote, but it is my longest series, 8 books. That's a lot. If you're an author that writes in series, when it's more than one, trilogies, duologies, then I'm sure you can imagine then keeping a world alive for the run of 8 books is not only very, very difficult, but it also becomes such a huge part of your identity as an author. And not only as an author sometimes, but as a person, because you're always thinking of these characters, thinking of this world, as for me, this magic system, the adventures, the mysteries, the overarching mystery that these main characters have to solve, how they grow their lives. They become people that you actually know, and their story becomes such a part of your story that it's hard to separate the two sometimes. So to bring a series to a close like this, to have the final book out, it is absolutely surreal. So I wanted to do like a very quick video. I'm celebrating all day on social media. Most of the celebration is taking place on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure you stop by there because we will be doing a giveaway at the end of this video, but there's 2 other video giveaways posts where you can enter to win. So I'm giving away some signed copies and it's very exciting. I don't have the paperbacks yet. They are coming in. So this is the book. I'll pop it right here that we are celebrating today. Again, and as you can see, I have the full series up on both screens right now because it's so cool to see them all together, and I can't wait to have all 8 on my shelf in paperback format. If you are going to be signing up for the giveaways, if you want to get the first book in the series, because I know some people might not want the final book and you might want to get the first signed copy instead, then let me know if you win. Anyways, we're here for Portal of Ruin. I kind of wanted to chat a little bit about Shadowhurst in general, why this series, why it means so much, why I started writing it, things like that. So the series starts with Witch of Shadows, and Witch of Shadows, for anybody who hasn't read it, is about a young witch who gets banished by her coven for using magic in front of humans. It's a big no-no. As her punishment, she gets sent to a small town that's supposed to be very, very boring, Shadowhurst. The name should say otherwise, but she gets sent to Shadowhurst. She is staying with a foster type family or somebody who is helping her out because her mother, Billy's mother, and this is not spoilers, this is all the beginning, but Billy's mother is actually in a magical prison. We find out more and more about Billy's mother as the series progresses. However, she has no one except her coven, and she has done them wrong. So Billy is on her best behavior. She starts going to Shadowhurst Academy. She's trying to fit in. She's trying to be as normal as possible and stay under the radar. Unfortunately, that becomes nearly impossible for our protagonist because students start showing up dead. And the worst part is that all signs point to magic. And the worst part is, worse than that, is that the schools that she's in turns out to be overrun by witch hunters. So now young witch Billy has to go undercover as part of the witch hunters to solve this mystery before she ends up being blamed for crimes she didn't commit, and before she might start falling for one of the hunters. So that's basically the gist of Witch of Shadows. That is the book that started it all. Now, why did I write this book? So the idea of a witch and a witch hunter falling in love, enemies to lovers, forbidden love, all of that was very appealing to me. It was also very appealing to me to write a young protagonist that is coming into herself, but also learning that maybe everything that she knew up to this point is not exactly true. And the people that she trusted and the people that she loved might not be the people that she should be putting her trust in. The idea of power-hungry covens and the magical people who are good but actually turned out to be not so great, that was very appealing to me because I thought there was a lot that Billy could learn from the situation, and I could give her character a lot of depth in this kind of scenario. As far as the magic system goes, I really wanted to play with things that are very, very normal and used regularly in magic. So we do have things like shapeshifters or werewolves, or shifters that shift into different types of animals. We have witches. There is some fae throughout the series that get thrown in there. So these are very typical kind of magical creatures. But I also wanted to create some that were not exactly regular. So people like soul suckers, right? So these are people that will literally they suck your soul. So things like that. So there's different kind of shadowers, which are the ones that are hunted by the coven, these different magical beings. There's different ones that kind of start playing into the story. And I really like the idea of creating almost a magic system, but also using a magic system that was very much already created and mixing the two together. So that's kind of what I wanted to play with in the series, and most of all in the first book that started it all, Witch of Shadows. I will link all the books, everything in the description of this video, in the description of the post and all of that. So just follow along and show some love to the series. I'm wearing my Shadowhurst shirt. So this is, I have a couple of these. I have a Crystal Cauldron, which is one of the magic shops in Shadowhurst. And the logo from that shop, I have a t-shirt that was made with it, but I also have the Shadowhurst gates. So if you have seen the original covers, the first covers for this series, they all had this kind of like Shadowhurst gate, and there was something in the background and then Billy in the foreground kind of. But then the series went through a redesign to kind of keep up with trends, and then we ended up with this like bluey color, which is way more on brand for me as well. But I always love these like kind of Shadowhurst gates, and I wanted to get them on a t-shirt, and they got like black splatter behind. So I thought what a fun way to wear it today to celebrate the release of the final book. And I also wanted to read one of my favorite passages from the book. So I really like this passage, kind of will help you see what the book is about. This book is a lot more about adventure and finding clues and going around different places and all of that. So it's a really, it's almost like a Percy Jackson type of adventure in this one, or almost like an Indiana Jones one as well, which I thought would be fun for the final book to kind of give that kind of freedom to the characters to run amok. We also have 2 different realms that we're dealing with in this one, and 4 points of views, 2 in each realm. So a lot is happening in the final book. But this was one of my favorite scenes to write. It is not a fight scene. It's not a romance scene. It's just a very cool scene between Billy and her best friend Peyton. And you know I love Peyton because she's just so funny and snarky, and so herself. She always has been from the first book. And this scene takes place when Billy and Peyton find the first clue that's going to set off this entire adventure. My gaze jumped to hers, and a lump formed in my throat. I tied my hair back into a messy bun and reached for the hidden compartment in my boot, pulling out the dagger stashed there. Briskly, I pressed the cool metal to the inside of my palm and pulled, wincing. A burning sensation spread from my palm all the way up my arm as my body registered the cut. Eyes wide open, I slammed my palm on the blank page and waited. I didn't have to wait long. Golden light appeared instantaneously, covering the page with its magical paintbrush. Everywhere the light touched, words formed. The script was small, and as I inched closer to the page, I realized I recognized the handwriting. Cathan, I said under my breath. Looks like Logan and Savannah were onto something after all. Peyton and I waited impatiently for the magic to finish working. We put the book between us and read. When far from home and left no choice, there is one reason to rejoice. Hid in a world that is unkind, four sacred elements, this one to bind. Where traitorous souls rest weary heads, and secrets lie under their beds. You start your journey on the stoop of the tight-knit and poisonous group. Beware the night and carry on until you reach the trail beyond. Ignore the links that bind the space, for oak-lined paths carry your grace. On that one night of every year, when children gather without fear, their lips turn blue from weather cool, where cottonmouths are always full. Follow the steps of those before, their scurried feet running to shore. Beyond the stone and glass you'll see, the darkest dark beholds the key. I turned the page over, looking for more, but that was all we got. Oh good, Peyton said. Your dad left you a nursery rhyme. So that was my favorite scene to write. I don't know why, I just love it so much. I think it has so much of Billy's personality in it. It has Peyton's personality in it. And most importantly, it has one of the riddles. And so riddles play a big part in the Portal of Ruin because they're riddles that you have to solve. And I have always been passionate about this kind of adventure because the clues are in the writing, right? And that's always been my favorite part of any mystery. It's not just the clues, but the clues in the book. And in this case, it's literally a book that they're following clues on. So it was just super fun to write it. I also had to kind of dig into a different part of my brain to write all the different riddles. So that was really exciting. And all in all, I just like absolutely loved this book, how it turned out. I have had a lot of readers already reach out, the ones that got to read it ahead of time for ARCs. They've reached out and they've told me that they really enjoyed how the world ended, basically, for these characters. And I tried to make it in a way that was open-ended, where the adventure could still continue. At least it could continue in the reader's mind. Not necessarily that I'm going to pick up with the same characters, but to kind of let you know that, like, this is a book that's written about teenagers. Teenagers will grow up, but their adventures will not end. And Billy and Rivers and Logan's and Savannah's, all of their adventures, they're getting bigger and larger. And it's up to you to imagine kind of where they go from here. And I try to put that in the book, but also finalize the book without actually finalizing it. So keep it open-ended and fun and airy, which is exactly what the ending for this book should have been after these like very gnarly, sometimes dark, wild adventures that these characters have had to go through, because that's what I made them go through. So thank you so much for joining me today to celebrate. And throughout the day, I hope that if you pre-ordered the book and that you've gotten it and you're starting to read it and that you love it, and if you haven't gotten it yet, then, and if you want to support the series and me and my writing, then make sure that you order either Portal of Ruin or start with Witch of Shadows from #1 and get into the series, because I can guarantee you that once you start, you will keep turning the pages. I write very twisty kind of books, and there's a lot happening to lead you into the next story and the next adventure. So you'll be sucked in, I'm sure of it. But to finish this video, as I promised, we are going to be doing a giveaway. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment below, let me know where you're from, and let me know either what your favorite book of the Shadowhurst Mysteries series is, or what book you are looking forward to reading, or of mine that is in the series, hopefully. So make sure you comment below for a chance to win a signed paperback copy with a whole bunch of swag that I'll throw in there as well, delivered to you. And you can either get, as I mentioned at the beginning, either Portal of Ruin if you want to get a signed copy of that, or if you want to get Witch of Shadows, which is the first book, and you want that signed and sent to you instead, let me know and I'll make that happen otherwise. So, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for celebrating this absolutely amazing day. I am so excited, so pleased that the book is finally here. The series is complete. It's just been such a great ride, and on to the next adventure, you guys. So stay magical, and I will see you next week we'll do another video on YouTube for those of you who are watching this on Facebook right now. So we will do another video next week that is more into this kind of channel, or otherwise, if you're just hanging out with me on Facebook or in Stages in the Circle, which is our kind of like witchy magical little group that we have, then I will chat with you there and keep you posted on what's going on and little tidbits of my writing life. I'll talk to you guys soon, and let's go celebrate. Time for some champagne. Bye.